He uses glass on when he makes the shoes. I was like, whoa. So a lot of you are probably familiar with him. It's Marcel Mirshan. So after that, I did another 1-week course with him in Brooklyn. And then after that, I was kind of hooked. And I was doing research. Do I need to go back to school? Do I need to be in a classroom? Can I apprentice? And I ended up in Florence, Italy. And I was there for 3 years, partly in a school, partly teaching as assisting my professor, and then also in a shoemaking workshop with Roberto Ugolini. And I mean, it was amazing. Just absolutely amazing experience with shoemaking, also living in another country and being able to do that. So that for me, it was just amazing. Wonderful experience. I'm still learning. I mean, you're always learning, but that was really just diving right into the deep end, and it was incredible.
Oh, that is so great. Let's see. There's a few more questions, but let me just sort of scroll through without messing up the camera. Hold on. How long did you train in Italy? You said 3 years.
3 years, yeah. So I was there 3 years.
When did you start this project? How long so for example, right now you said you are working on the fitters. How long from, say, meeting your client, designing, sketching, to a fitter? How long does that take for you?
For the fitting shoe? That usually it's about 3 months. Roughly speaking. So generally with a new client, the whole process is 6 to 8 months for the first pair. And that includes at least 1 fitting shoe. Maybe on average, it's probably 2, just to really, hone in on the correct fit. And that's if it's someone local in New York City. If it's kind of far away, I have to travel. It's maybe around a year. And that's just the first pair is the most complicated because you have to get the fit. Once the first pair is done, then if they're out of town and they don't need any further adjustments, I can make the shoe, and that's more like 4 months turnaround.
4 months around. What do you actually make the last? Do you adjust the last? Do you order wooden lasts? Or
so I have a kind of my own collection of lasts. So I have 7 men's lasts and 4 women's. And what I'm trying to do now is develop a house last, because these are all kind of different. But basically the client can choose from those different toe shapes, whether it's a boot, they want chisel toe, round toe. And then I get, let's see if I have one just like this. So I'll just get a standard last. I mean, all of you are familiar with this. And then I just modify it myself. So for this client, you can see the modifications here.
Yep.
And each one's kind of different. So I don't make the last. I order out a standard size based on their measurements, and then I either build it out or I'll sand it down accordingly. And then that's what I'll do before the fitting shoe.
Right. All right. And you are the one who's always traveling. Do customers come to your shop?
I've had a few customers come to the shop. I'm also working with a tailor in Brooklyn. So usually I'll meet them at his shop.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I did a few trunk shows in Seattle with another tailor. Yeah, but right now I'm really trying to focus on New York City area for clients.
All right.
But I'm always looking to do more trunk shows. I love traveling, so.
Yeah. Make it a good reason to travel. Yeah, that's great. But how do you, well, it's this whole quarantine kind of drives you mad, but how do you keep your creativity flowing? Do you have other exercises you do other than, like, say you did say like you go skateboarding, sometimes cook? Do you have another project that's totally not related to shoes that you are creating?
No. It's
so you can immerse yourself. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, all my creativity right now is going into shoes.
That's
I've been working on a bunch of designs. I want to do new samples. So for me, I think an outlet that is not shoe related is exercising.
right.
And I recently started, I grew up skateboarding. I hadn't skated in like 10 years and I started skating in recently, but in between that time, I would either go on a run, I would play soccer. So I think that's a big outlet, is just physical activity.
Oh, totally.
And then I enjoy cooking. So I'll do, help my fiance out cooking. Sometimes I'm kind of the head chef. Usually she kind of takes charge. I'm the sous chef.
Uh-huh.
So, like we've been probably spending more time kind of doing some cooking, stuff like that. I've been reading.
Nice.
So I enjoy reading. I always try to have a book I'm working on.
Another question.
Yeah. And then the other thing, I've been trying to find some new podcasts. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you can get that from all these viewers. But I have another question from somebody. What shop in New York are your shoes sold in? So the shoes, the tailor that you work with in Brooklyn, you mentioned. What is the name of it?
The shop is called Robinson Brooklyn, and it's in Williamsburg.
I think I know.
So
it's a North 3rd or South 3rd or something?
Yes, I believe, yes, North 3rd.
North 3rd.
Yeah, so if you know where, it's kind of down the street from the Apple store off of Bedford.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have my bespoke samples there, and then I also have the ready-to-wear shoes there.
Oh, that's great.
But if anyone's interested in tailoring, the owner is Craig Robinson. He does a beautiful job. So it's a really, really cool store as well.
Yeah, and I think I saw that they're doing masks at the moment.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, right?
Yeah. So he's doing some masks. Is it up on his, I think if you go to Robinson Brooklyn's Instagram, he has a link to his kind of mask Instagram, but on his website, he has the masks for sale as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So if anyone needs a mask, I know a lot of people are doing them, but yeah, he's selling some too, and they're really cool.
And another question that someone asked was, what is the hardest design to make for you?
Hardest design? Or
maybe we can also ask about the funnest. What's your favorite?
Favorite? I've really been making a lot of Oxfords, just different variations of Oxfords. So for me, that's kind of the one I enjoy the most. I usually wear Oxfords. For difficulty, it just kind of depends. Hole cuts, those can be kind of challenging. I did a hole cut kind of ankle boot, a women's one. And that was really challenging because you had the boot coming down and then it kind of went out.
Yeah.
And I had to just slowly stretch the leather.
Wow.
But I'd say boots, they're more challenging, a little bit more complex. And there's more measurements you have to take into account as well. Right.
Do you make some shoes for your wife as well? Not wife, sorry, fiance.
Yeah, I've made her a number of pairs. So yeah, I think so between me and her, I've made her the last 2 pairs.
Oh, okay.
So now I was like, okay, it's my turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
But so you have women's ready to wear also down the line? Are you thinking about that as well?
Yeah, I would love to do that. It's just, I'm a one-man show right now, so it's just a matter of time. So my focus was always men's shoes. That's kind of how I got into it. And I like to wear, I want to be able to make something and wear it myself. But I do bespoke women's shoes. So I've had a number of women clients, and I'm glad I can offer that. But yeah, for the ready-to-wear, I just started with men's. I would love to do a women's line down the road. That's an idea that's in my head. It's just kind of figuring out how to do that, find the time.
Right. But I feel like your designs are like elegant in a way that maybe it is a men's style, but it can translate to women's
definitely.
sizes. So with the same style, but just offering the smaller sizes might just be, might just be enough, maybe. instead of completely creating a new, you know, completely changing the wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, because all my women's shoes, I mean, I'm not doing stilettos, anything like that. It all is based on kind of the more masculine men's style. And I try to make them a little bit feminine, but you know, it's definitely a classic based on more of a men's look. And I think, yeah, for women's ready to wear, I would try to do something kind of what you're saying in that line. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, but kind of my focus is now is coming in with new designs and kind of a house last and more of a recognizable house style. That's kind of what I'm looking to do going forward.
Great, great. This is like a good time to actually
Sorry, I can't
do that and organize your like thoughts, your design.
You just cut out for a little bit.
Organize. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. Now I can.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good time to organize your thoughts and designs and the process and everything. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I've you know, it is stressful. I think everyone is going through their own stress, but I've really been trying to find and, you know, just keep kind of focused and going forward and balancing, you know. It's stressful.
Right.
If I'm getting stressed out working on an order, or I'm just kind of feeling, I'm in a funk, like this whole pandemic thing is insane. You know, I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to, you know, use this time. I still want to do shoes, be creative. I'll go work on design. You know, I think just changing what you're doing, even if it's still shoemaking or whatever you work on, just changing focus a little kind of can at least take you out of a funk if you're in it, because I think everybody out there is, on some level, there's stress or anxiety.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think even if you're healthy and you're well and you just have this worry and anxiety in this part of the head, you know?
Totally.
So there's another, so one more question. Sorry. I see there's some patina, somebody asks, VK Shoes. Can I ask which chemical you use in patina to get such nice finishing? So I don't know if it's chemical per se, but what materials you use, what creams or what waxes you use.
So for I have some hand-dyed shoes. Most of my work, I don't do hand dyeing. I have a few I've done. But I use right now I use all Sapphire products. So if you can see that, it's probably backwards on the screen. You're probably familiar with that. Yeah. It's a French company. They do, they have leather dyes, like alcohol-based leather dyes. They have cream, Corvin cream, different grades of shoe polish. So that's kind of my go-to right now.
Is it meditative to do the polishing part? Is it kind of fun, or do you enjoy it? Or I feel like you've gotten into it, because I feel like I forgot the artist that you came to our space one time with.
With Greg.
Yes.
Yeah, Greg Parks. So he's Hancore. He's a patina artist I'm friendly with.
Have you kind of exchanged notes with him and like done some things with him?
Yeah, so I did do a post. I'm gonna try doing some kind of hand patina stuff with him. So I have some swatches that he did for me. So I'm gonna have those on offering. So basically the bespoke process, I have a whole range of leather possibilities. So I've kind of added his patina work into the mix as an option. But when it does come to polishing up shoes, I'll admit it's not my favorite thing. But definitely in the bespoke world, I mean, it's expected. You need to have, you know, highly polished, almost mirror shine on the toe, and it needs to look, you know, nice and sharp when they're delivered.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, my own shoes, I need to do a better job actually maintaining my own footwork, because it's not my favorite thing to polish.